Just like people, all wines are strangers at first, and that is until you get to know them. I like to keep things easy, so here are the 3 basic steps that I use to assess a wine. We're going to use our eyes, our nose, and ultimately, our palate. And at each of those levels, we're using deductive reasoning to tease out key details that give us clues about the wine, including the grape, its age, its structural elements, and finally, where it might be from, based on those clues. And if you're feeling like you could use even more help along the way, Sumify comes with this key that will help you identify each of the different aspects of the wine. Obviously, we have a red wine here, and the first thing that strikes me is its color. It's transparent, which means that it's coming from a lighter colored grape, something like Pinot Noir, Grenache, or one of many Italian grapes. Now, red wines usually change from vibrant shades of purple to more muted tones of brown as they age. And this one is a pretty vibrant ruby color, so I know that it's fairly young. So it's very floral, which is a trait of French Beaujolais. But there's also some spice in there too, which tells me it's an oaked wine. It's light and acidic, which is more European in style. There's lots of sour cherry flavor in here. So I know that Pinot Noir typically tastes more like strawberries and raspberries, and Grenache is almost like cherry candy. So I think we can rule those 2 out. The flavor that really sticks out to me here is the sour cherries. I'm a little torn here because that could be a Beaujolais cru. But on the other hand, Italian Sangiovese is also known for that sour cherry flavor. In my mind, the tiebreaker is the color. Beaujolais is almost always purple, and this is pretty red. So based on that color alone, I'm going to say it's a young Italian Sangiovese, maybe even a Chianti. So let's move a little bit faster now. Now here we have a very deep purple wine. It's so intense you can barely see through the glass. It smells and tastes like red currant and bell pepper. It's also heavily oaked, which is a more New World approach. It's very high in alcohol, it's full-bodied, which means that it probably comes from a warmer region of the world. Now the red currant and bell pepper are signatures of both Merlot and Cabernet Sauvignon, but there's also a touch of menthol in there, which tells me that it's leaning more towards being Cabernet Sauvignon. I would guess that this is a young Cabernet Sauvignon, probably from California, but that menthol is kind of giving me hints that it could be Australia. So this is a pretty intense, deep purple, and based on that appearance, I'm going to say it's a young wine. We've got some pretty interesting aromas and flavors in this wine, things like Earl Grey tea and hibiscus flower, and then there's this interesting pipe tobacco finish on it. So this one has me a little confused. There's no one key flavor that I can tease out here. It's kind of a combination between Old World and New World style. It looks young in the glass, but it's got those mature flavors like that pipe tobacco thing going on. It's all over the board. If I had to guess, I would say maybe a lesser known red from Portugal. Okay, on to number 4. And obviously right away, it's a lighter red wine. There's some rose petal on the nose, which could be an Italian Barolo. And after tasting it, I get all this fresh red berry fruit, which is definitely not Barolo. It's really tart, which is a sign of high acidity. And all of these things together, especially that raspberry and strawberry flavor, point me straight towards a Pinot Noir. It's a little too heavy to be European, so I'm going to guess New World Pinot Noir. So how did I do with my assessments? Well, you're going to have to join us for the live event, where we're going to taste these in real time. We're going to get deeper into them and discuss the details and reveal what they are. In the meantime, how about some food pairings? Let's go there next.